I'm Sarah Mogilski for the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners. Thank you for joining us for this week at the General Assembly. Hugh Johnson, the association's Government Relations Coordinator, joins us today to talk about two bills of importance to counties. Hugh, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me back.
So despite it being a short week at the General Assembly, I understand it was really busy.
Yeah, the legislature came back on Wednesday from a sort of in middle of the session spring break to give the legislature some time at home with their families over the holiday weekend. But Wednesday and Thursday they passed dozens of bills through committee and onto the floor, particularly in the House, trying to, what they say, clear the calendar or clear the schedule ahead of crossover next week, which is going to be even busier.
What's this electronic notice bill the team's following?
So for a long time, the association has had a goal to give counties the flexibility to publish legal notices, public hearings, that sort of thing, on our websites as opposed to having to go through the newspaper and pay a fee to the newspaper. The bill that passed out of two Senate committees within the last week would give counties the flexibility to do that, as well as the ability to publish other types of legal notices and raise some revenues for teacher supplements in the county. This goal, again, would be county by county. If the county felt that it was best to continue publishing in the newspaper, they could do that. If the county felt that they had the ability and the demand locally to publish on our websites, they could do that as well. And a legislative analysis that came from a survey that our association did along with the League of Municipalities indicated savings of about $6 or $7 million to counties from not having to pay fees to go through newspapers if the county decides to do that.
Oh, and so the revenue that would be generated by posting notices on the county's website, that revenue would go to teacher supplements?
Correct. That hasn't been traditionally part of our goal, but it is a part of the bill and is highlighted as a possible additional revenue source for counties to generate teacher supplements.
Okay. And there was also an EMS transport bill that you were following. What's the parameters and status of that bill?
So I mentioned it a couple weeks ago around our goal to provide additional resources for community health, behavioral health, ER diversion. The Senate passed a bill out of the Healthcare Committee that would direct the Department of Health and Human Services to establish a plan and report by December 1st of this year, a plan to reimburse county EMTs for taking Medicaid patients, Medicaid recipients to alternative facilities like behavioral health facilities instead of the ER. This would be non-physical emergencies, and if the county's trained and has a program in place with their local behavioral health organization, they would be able to do that. The goal is to get patients to the correct facility for long-term treatment as opposed to the ER, which can be more costly and may not be the most appropriate facility for treatment, particularly if it's a behavioral health case.
And what's the status on that bill at this point?
The bill passed the Healthcare Committee unanimously, and it has to go through one more committee in the Senate, at least one more committee before it goes to the floor. We have heard tremendous support for the concept in the Senate, and there's a House companion that should move as well. But both bills also could be seen in the budget as they are budgetary in nature in a way.
Thank you so much for sharing these developments. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and we were going to have a very busy week next week with lots to report.
You can keep up to date on county-related issues by visiting our website, www.ncacc.org, following us on Twitter, or downloading our app, NCACC Connects, available on Google Play and the iTunes App Store. Thank you for joining us for this week at the General Assembly.